Yeah. Hello, good morning, everyone. Sagar. Good morning. Good morning. Put a message to in the group, in your friends group, so that they can join immediately. Okay. Right. Let's wait for 2 minutes so that they can join everyone. I hope all of you started the MOOC, the assignment which I shared regarding environment. Srujan? Sagar?
So I was absent for last class. So.
Okay. Vishal? Okay. Karanpati? Kanaparthi?
Yes, sir.
Kanaparthi Bhargav. I started.
I was absent for the
What about others? Manasa?
Sir?
The assignment, environmental, this assignment, the MOOC, I think, which I shared. All of you are aware of that, the MOOC, which I shared to you guys? Manjusri? Sorry, Manusri? Manjunath?
Sir?
Yes, sir.
The MOOC is, shared, no? That MOOC is shared to all of you. Huh? Hello? Can you hear me? The voice is audible? My voice is audible?
Yes, sir. We can.
Okay. The MOOC is, which I shared to you guys, you are aware that, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's good. So hope you are all, completing this MOOC by, let's say it's, I think, 20th September. You have, another 9 days. Okay. You should complete and you should submit the certificate. Right? Okay. Okay, they have about 33 students have joined here, and let us start. Let them join whenever they are. Okay. So in the last class, we discussed about the things called introduction part of the environmental studies, and also the syllabus content and many more things. And also we discuss about what are the natural resources which you have on the in the surface of the earth or in the nature. I would say it is there are maybe what we call air, water, land, and the minerals, rocks. So these are natural resources what we have now. Okay, and also you can see the ecosystems, and so these are the natural resources what we have. We need to protect these, the natural resources. Okay, and we discuss what is the environment and definition of environment, and what is there in the environment: atmosphere, hydrosphere, lithosphere, and biosphere. These things we discussed in the last class, and also we discuss some extent called it's a multidisciplinary nature of the. So let me share the screen now. And also we discussed this multidisciplinary, what you call environmental systems. What is that? Yeah, I think the screen is audio, is visible? Screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Also, we discussed the multidisciplinary natures. That's integrated of all the, ecology, biology, chemistry, atmospheric science, oceanography, geology, archaeology, anthropology, sociology, history, political science, engineering, and economics and ethics. It's all integrated. We call it as an environmental science. That we discussed in the last class, and what was happening in the before the mining, during mining, and after the mining, that we are really protect the environment or not. That is the things will come into the picture actually. So of course the mining, during the mining we are taking care of lot of the environment. That may be a water, water, air, noise, and soil also. Okay, those things we discussed in the last class. Let us start with the different topic on that. That's what we were going to discuss. That what are the elements of the what you call this environment? Elements of environment: physical environment, biological environment, and also the cultural environment we have. That is all integrated. That what is the physical environment? What are those physical the elements are there? Space is there, landforms are there, water bodies, soil, rocks, and minerals. So in the landforms, surface of the earth, you can see all your environment, what is called landforms, in the sense maybe a valley, or it may be a hill, or it may be in a flat land, okay, or it may be in a desert, or it may be in the thick forest. Those are all comes into landforms, different landforms, okay. And water bodies, that may be your dam, or it may be small pond, or it may be a reservoir, or it may be what you call the, you can call it as a river also, okay. Those are the water resources. These are natural resources. And soil, there are varieties of soils. You can see this: sandy soil, black cotton soil, reddish reddish soil, and there are different types of soils are there: clay materials, and rocks and minerals. You might have seen when you are going for your field visit, or it may be for any trip in outside outside the Bangalore. You can see, you might have seen the lot of rocks and minerals, but you could not identify because you have not studied the rocks and minerals. There are different rocks: igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. Three types of rocks are there on the earth. In the whole world, wherever you go, you can see only three types of rocks, because it's already classified in the worldwide with the standard name. Okay, rocks, three types of rocks: igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. So Bangalore city and surrounding of Bangalore, it's completely about 90%, 80 to 90% covered with the igneous rocks. That's why wherever you go, you can see only the granites here. Even if you take the Mysore, even take the Bangalore, Tumkur, Kolar, Dodbalapur, Chikbalapur, you can see that everywhere. You can see in Dodbalapur, Chikbalapur near airport, you can see the Nandi Hills. Surrounding that, you can see the igneous rocks only. Okay, that is a beauty of the Bangalore, and also it is, we call it as it is not much happening or feeling of an earthquake here. Okay, that is due to the igneous rocks what we have. We are sitting, Bangalore city is sitting on the very hard rock. That's one. And minerals, there are more than 2000 minerals are there in the world, which are identified and named it properly. Okay, that is a number of this. We are not going to deeper level in the rocks and minerals now. Okay, and biological elements. What is that? Plants and animals. That you studied in the the PU level. What are the plants and animals? That's called your biology. Okay, and microorganisms and man. Okay, and cultural elements: economic, social, political elements, which are essentially man-made features of that. Now these are all the elements of environment. Environment is nothing but it is our surroundings. Whatever you are seeing, whatever you are maintaining surrounding us, that is our environment. That may be a good environment or it may be a bad environment. So we can see that in the nature all the things are good. Okay, space, landform, water bodies, forest, Okay, rocks, minerals, river, right? And a lot of very good, what you call the landscapes. Okay, the plants and animals. So these are all the elements of environments. So let's go with the step by step, one by one. That's called ecosystem. Ecosystem. In that, there are different types of ecosystems. Danish Kumar and Sagar, the voice is audible? You can confirm?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
In the last class, it was happened before, class over, the net was gone actually that time. It should
Okay.
not happen, okay? That should not happen. That's what I wanted, okay? And so there are ecosystem. You might have heard this, ecosystems. Is there ecosystems? The nature, in the nature, there are different types of ecosystems. Terrestrial ecosystems, forest ecosystems, grassland, desert ecosystems, tundra, ecosystems, freshwater ecosystem, marine ecosystems. You have seen in almost all this ecosystem in the television. You might not, visited that place, particular place, but you have seen this. You have seen this all the ecosystems in the televisions or somewhere in the movies, but you might not notice that. Yes, oh, this is a terrestrial ecosystem. Oh, this is a grassland. You can easily have tundra ecosystems. Okay, marine ecosystems. You can see this. Okay, these are all the different types of ecosystems. Let's go with the one by one. In terrestrial ecosystems, it is a land-based community of organisms, and also it's interaction of biotic and abiotic components in the areas. Say, for example, it includes the tundra, taiga, temperature, and forest, tropical rainforest, grassland, and deserts. These are all including the terrestrial, the ecosystems. Okay, and forest. Without forest, we cannot survive. That you know very well. We need a greenery. We need a trees. I think you might have notice, or you might have read some of in our campus, BMSIT campus. We have varieties of plants. It is just like a forest here. And the plant is itself, the different, each one is a different, and also it's a labeled. Whenever you are entering into the campus, you can just have a look at this, okay? And it is just like a forest. Our same campus, it's just like a forest, okay? This is a forest ecosystem, what we have here. It describes the community of plants, means different types of plants, okay? And animals, microbes, and all other organisms in interaction with the chemical and physical features of the environment. Of course, even ourselves, we are interacting with the environment, right? So this is how the plants, animals, microbes, and all other organisms are interaction with chemically and physically with the environment. We are living with the environment. Without environment, we can't live. That's what I know. It's my, what you call the opinion. Yes, of course we can't. Nobody can. Okay. So specifically, terrestrial environment dominated by trees, growing close in the forest. Especially, it depends. It depends. There are some man-made forest. There are some natural forest which are grown up. It's without any support of this. The man or any other persons. Okay, it depends. So there are thick forest, identified forest. Some are like what do you call this? Just like a grasses. So it's completely different types of forest. You can see this. Here you can see this. Without forest, we cannot see. That's the best example is the Bangalore. If you see in the 2000, what it was, how it was there. It's what's a greenery city. It's a beautiful, trees were there. Next to the road, you can see, you would have seen this. You might have, but that was a green city. So now it is only the, you can see only the buildings, less trees, more buildings, and more vehicles now, and more carbon dioxide is emitting here. and more pollution is happening in Bangalore. That is because of we are cutting the trees, we have cut the trees, and we are not yet put the trees. So that way you need to commit ourselves. If we cut one trees, you need to commit yourself 10 trees I can put it, 10 or 20 trees instead of one trees. That is how we can, protect the forest, protect the environment, and we can protect our life and our health for this generation as well as in the next generation, for next generation also. That is how. Without forest, we can't survive because we will not get the good oxygens. We need oxygens. We don't want the carbon dioxide. Right? Most of the metro cities are suffering because of lack of trees. They don't have trees. They don't have plantations. They don't have good park. They don't have ecosystem there. Most of the, Bangalore cities, I would say, most, very good, what you call this, water bodies, surface water bodies are diminishing. We are developing the cities, and we are, what you call, not taking care of the, environment. Okay, this is how the things. If you protect the environment, definitely it will protect us. This is how the, very simple logic in the nature. Okay, and grassland ecosystems. It is an area where the vegetation is dominated by grasses. Okay, and also it's called a transition landscape because of grassland ecosystems or with few trees, maybe, or it may not be. There is any trees also there. Okay, and so what is the use of this, grassland and the forest? The first very important, the benefit from the forest is protect the soil from the wind and water erosion. If there is a forest, water erosion will not be there. It will protect soil as well as water erosion. So when the soil and water is not protect, definitely there will be a lot of problems. See, the best example in Kodagu, and even in recently, and even in last year also, there is a lot of, due to heavy rain, there was a lot of erosion. Hill itself, it is, eroding, sudden, the, what you call this, collapsing of the hills. That is due to a lot of fractured zones in the, rocks, and it could not tolerate the, due to heavy rains. There will be a lot of, highly weathered zones in the, the hillock. That's why the soil erosion started, and it can become the big void of that. Okay, and it provides a high quality, relatively inexpensive feed of livestock and wildlife. Forest, benefit of forests, uses of forest, provides a high quality and also feed for livestock and wildlife. Okay, we are all, living in the cities, but animals is living in the forest. That's why we need the forest for that. And also forest will protect us by giving a, very good oxygen. Okay, it provides a wildlife habitat. And also it helps, maintain the soil fertility because of it encourages a higher level of soil organic matter than row crops. Okay, so it gives us the, very good soil fertility there. So then another ecosystem that's called a freshwater ecosystems. Okay, it's a subset of Earth's aquatic ecosystems. So in the freshwater ecosystems, it includes lakes, ponds, rivers, streams, springs, bogs, and wetlands. This all together we call it as freshwater ecosystems. Okay, and here is the, some of the, the images which you can see that these are the, freshwater ecosystems. It's not a man-made one; it's a natural one. If the, in 2000, how many the, maybe more than 50 or sorry, more than, 100 water bodies are there. That may be a small or big water bodies in the Bangalore, surrounding Bangalore. So most of the things are vanished, or it may be, dried out, or it may be, encroachment, or it may be, we don't know what happens. If it is there, if it is, if the, the officers maybe, what you call this, protect those water bodies, and Bangalore, it will be, better than this systems. I mean, the environment, it would not have the highly polluted city in the India. Now it is a highly polluted cities, one of the highly polluted cities. That is due to, we are not protecting the environment. We are not protecting the forest. We are not protecting the trees. We are cutting the trees, and we are, vanishing or destroying all our, surface water bodies. That's how we are, suffering nowadays. Okay. Right. Then marine ecosystems. The marine ecosystems are considered the habitat that are complete the large systems from the shores to the dark sea floors, from the seashores, beach to the interior of the sea. The ecosystems, the habitats are like there. The marine ecosystem includes the fishes, marshes, tidal zones, okay, and seagrass beds, sea floors, and coral reefs. That is another world actually. Marine ecosystem, it's having the another world. It's like another world for aquatic animals, fishes, okay, coral reefs, right? So this is another, you can see the in the sea, in the bottom of the sea, you can see the it's a different world and totally different than the land, okay, right? And as I told you that it's a tundra ecosystems. What is this actually? It's a totally different than it's a typical one. It is a treeless regions where there is no trees are there. Where there is no tree, maybe if it is there, very less, very less. It is not like a forest. Okay, that's because of high cold, very cold regions, those areas. So Tunga ecosystems are treeless regions which are found in the Arctic and in the top mountains, which where the climate is cold and windy and rainfall is very scanty, very less rainfall. Okay, that we call it as in Tunga land covers, Tunga ecosystem. It's a one type of ecosystem on the earth. So in the ecosystems, so in the in the surface of the earth, you can see the all the natural resources with the different seasons, different what you call different places at a different seasons, different what you call this natural features. You can see this. See this type of ecosystems, tundra ecosystems. You can see in India it's very less compared to that, but you can see in the Himalayan regions. You can see this most of the time. Okay, tundra was covered with the snowfall for much of the years, but summer brings out the burst of wild flowers. You can see this. Okay, and this type of Tunga ecosystems, especially this type of the area, only the cold living animals like a penguin, this type of other animals you can see in this. Okay, and even in the most on the earth in a northern part of India is a heavier cold, but not like this. In Himalayan regions, it is there, of course. And if you go to the Russia and Mongolia, you can see the most of the time it will be a cold. That means in a year, almost 5 months, 5 to 6 months, there will be a cold, heavy cold. So minus 20, minus 30 degrees centigrade, right? They need to protect themselves, okay? And even if you take the Canada, it's a cold countries, right? And they used to, live the life with that environment, okay, with a lot of precautions, right? This is a type of different types of the ecosystems on Earth. So now let's come to the what you call in the Earth. What is the Earth? Earth is a third planet from the Sun and the only astronomical object. It is known as the harbor of the life. Okay, and according to the radiometric dating of and also the estimation and the other evidences, with the other evidences, Earth is formed over 4.5 billion years ago. Yes, Earth is formed 4.5 billion years back. Just to keep it in mind this. 4.5 billion years back. So when the earth was formed, volcanic eruptions, many things are happening. So that time only the rocks and minerals are formed. Okay, there may be igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, and metamorphic rocks. Okay, these rocks are formed. First formed rock is igneous rocks. Second formed rock is sedimentary rocks. And third one is metamorphic rocks. Sedimentary rocks are weathering, transportation, and deposition of the existing rocks. Igneous and metamorphic rock. These two rocks are get eroded, transported, and deposited in the lowland areas. That's the sedimentary rocks. Metamorphic rocks are, metamorphic is the thing, but it's altered rock from the existing one. It is a cycle. It's routine, like igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic rocks. It's a complete cycle. Okay, that's how. So 4.5 billion years ago, some rocks are there still. That's how it is. Okay, so here is the land areas on the surface of the earth. Land area is 148.9 million square kilometer, and radius will be the 6,371. How it is? This is 6,371. It is a central part of the earth. Earth is divided into three layers. I told in the last class: crust, mantle, and core. The core, innermost core, is the central part of the earth, which is radius about 6,371 kilometer. And age is 4.5 billion years. And distance from the sun is 149.6 million kilometer. And population is 759 crores as per 2018, the statistics from the World Bank. Okay, this all we discussed there in the last class. I'm not going to touch you this once. Okay, and what is the forest here? Forest resources and use and over exploitations that we did. Because of that, we are suffering the lot of heat. Okay, deforestation. Okay, that means cutting the trees, and timber extraction from that. Mining. If you want to do the mining, you are going to cut the trees. If you want to construct a dam, there will be a lot of environmental issues. Okay, and we did the forest equals. What is the forest and how much area it covers in India? According to the 2019 report, the total forest cover of the country, it is 7,12,000 square kilometer. This is as per 2019 data. In 2017, 7,08,273 square kilometer. This is a total forest area in India. Just remember this, okay? And Mizoram has 90% of the area. State of areas comes under forest only. Okay. Next to that, followed with that, Arunachal Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh have the largest forest, cover areas. And what is the uses of the forest? As we discussed just now, we depend on the forest for our survival. Because the forest, the trees are they are taking the carbon dioxide to grow themselves and release the carbon, what you call oxygen for us. That's why we need the forest. Okay, so we depend on forest for our survival from the air, and we breathe to the good air for that. Besides, it provides a habitat for animals and livelihoods and for humans. So, and also the forest, it offers a watershed protections. Watershed is nothing but it's in the streams, water bodies, the streams, how the river was forming there, with integrated of many streams, small streams, medium streams, and which are originating from the top of the hill, and also it prevents the soil erosion and mitigation climate change. Thus, we discussed there increase of soil fertility, effect of climate change, food control, prevention, control of soil erosion, flood controls, okay, and improvement in groundwater levels. That's called a recharging of groundwater. These are the main uses of forest. We need a forest. We have to protect the forest. We have to protect our environment. It will protect us. Okay, this is another type of this. Then wetland. What is there in the wetland? Okay, so wetland, it is as per the United Nations of environmental this one World Conservation Monitoring Center, which has suggested it's almost 570 million hectares on the earth. It's having the wetlands, and roughly 6% of the Earth's land surface, 6%, okay, which are 2% are lake, 30% of bogs, and 26% of fans, 20% of swamp areas, and floodplain areas are 50%. Okay, these are all the wetlands what we have. Okay, and world largest the wetlands in the Pantanal areas. Okay, that's lying in the western Brazil, and also it extended into the Bolivia and other Paraguay as well. Okay, so this is all about the things, and yes, and yeah, where is the what you call this wetlands the most maximum covered with Canada? It is having Russia. Canada has 13,000 hectare, and Russia has having Botswana, Peru. So what is the use of the wetlands? Do you really require the wetlands? What is the uses? What is the benefit for the survival of man and animals, plants and animals, and also for the human life? Wetlands are indisciplinary for the countless benefits. Countless benefits. There are n number of benefits from the wetlands. It serves the community, ranging from the freshwater supply, food and building materials, biodiversity is there, flood control will be there, gives the flood controls, groundwater recharge is happening there from the wetlands. If you store the water in a dam, so what is going to happen? Surrounding boreholes are going to recharge. You are going to arrest the water. You are going to construct a dam. It's a one type of wetlands. Backwater is completely wetlands. So when you are constructing a dam, what is going to happen there? All right. What is going to happen there? Right. So when you are constructing a dam or a reservoir, so there will be a lot of the benefits. Reservoir itself is a one type of wetlands. Okay, comes under the wetlands, and also in the nearest to the port, the coastal areas, when the river is going to join there is a lot of wetlands will be there for 2 to 3 kilometers in the beach sides. Okay, these areas are highly beneficial for for all of us and also for animals. Okay, constructing a dam, there is a lot of benefits. One is supplying the water for the irrigation, supplying the water for domestic drinking purpose, supplying the water for the industrial purpose, industries, and also supplying the water for agriculture purpose. That is the one thing. And third thing is you are going to increase the groundwater table, recharging the groundwater table, enhancing the groundwater table, so that you can drill it and you can extract the water for drinking purpose, right? And surrounding your whatever the boreholes are there, it's going to increase the groundwater table. That is called wetland benefits. Okay, climate change mitigations. Yes, if you don't have the surface water bodies, surface water, the what you call this forest land, it's very difficult to survive the life. We need a wetlands, we need a forest, we need to complete the ecosystems. If it is imbalanced, definitely there will be a lot of problems for all the people to survive on the earth. Okay, so these are the things. And let's come to the desert. This is another part of an system on the earth. Desert is a barren land. Nothing is there. You can't grow anything there. Barren. Desert is a barren area of landscape where a little precipitation occurs. Precipitation is nothing but it's a rainfall. It is a very little rainfall. Say, for example, if you take the best example of Rajasthan, in some part of the Rajasthan is completely barren land, desert areas, no rain there. Right? You can't grow it. You cannot grow anything there. Right? And consequently, living conditions are very hostile for plants and animals, especially in the desert areas, because of no water. No rain means no water. No water, no life, I would say. Some extent you can, some extent you can survive the life, but you need a water. Okay, right? Even if you can drink a juice also. After that, you need a water, right? There is no substitute for water. There is no alternative. The other things we can, replace the water. No, nothing. No drinks are there. Okay, water is water. That will give in the best life. Okay, the lack of vegetation exposes to the unprotected surface of the ground to process of denudations. That is how the things. So there is, about 1/3 of the land surface of the world is arid to semi-arid. Arid to semi-arid means less water. I mean, less precipitation, less rainfall. So in 1/3 of the land and the surface, it's suffering with the desert. So this is the things. It's a great Indian desert. It's happening in it's there in the Indian subcontinent. Okay, and it's in the northern western part. So in the world famous, what you call the deserts, especially Gobi Desert in Mongolia and Kalahari Desert in Angola, Botswana, Namibia, and South Africa, the world best one, and Great Victoria Desert in Australia, and Patagonian Desert in Argentina and Chile, and we have desert in Rajasthan, the best one. And what is the uses of the desert? First, we need to understand what is the uses of desert. Do you have any of the benefits from the desert? Yes, we have a lot of benefits. The first thing is the tourism. Okay, with the tourism, you can generate the revenues. That's the one thing. And second thing is that you can install the solar plant for electricity, and also you can install the wind energy, windmills, wind fans. You can fix the wind fans, and definitely it will give them a lot of revenue generation from this. Okay, these are the most revenue generating the category for the benefit of the desert, from the benefit of desert. Solar and wind energy generations. These two are nowadays still some of the place, like if you travel from Bangalore to Hubli, you can see then the top Chitradurga, near Chitradurga. While entering into the Chitradurga, you can see on the top of the hill a lot of the windmills are they installed wind fans. Okay, that's called a wind energy generations, because top of the hill we are not going to grow any crops. We are not going to do any agriculture land there. We are not going to do any the construction of the houses. No, nothing. It's a barren land for us. So what we need to do is we need to convert that barren land into the commercial purpose. Okay, commercial purpose. And if you go to the near Gadag, the Gadag area is a little bit dry land. Okay, but there is a lot of windmills are there, wind fans are there. They put that in Gadag. In hospital sector, if you go to hospital sector, there is windmills are there. Okay, they are converting the dry land, the desert, into the commercial way. How the best we can generate the revenues? How we can utilize the desert areas also? Solar and wind energy. These two are electricities. Nowadays, the modern, the technology coming, and we are utilizing almost all our technology for generation of solar and wind energies. And also the desert, uses of desert. Most of the places, they use it for different purpose. as a tourism, visiting the areas such as death valleys and the military areas, as they test out the aeroplanes and train routes, hikers, rock climbers. They're all how they are setting depends on the places. Okay, but the solar and wind energy generation is the most very most important for get that revenues. Okay, and there are some shootings maybe happen in the desert areas. Okay, right. So the dry condition of desert, which helps to promote the formation and concentration of important minerals. See, again, you are coming into the revenue generated areas. Okay, so important minerals. There is a gypsum, borate, nitrate, potassium, and other salt built up in desert when a water carrying these minerals and it evaporates. Say water carrying some minerals and it gets evaporates. Okay. So gypsum, borate, nitrates, and potassium. So almost in Rajasthan, there is a rich of copper, lead, zinc areas. Copper mineral, lead, and zinc minerals are there, and very good mining activities also happening there in Rajasthan. Apart from, there is a potassium deposits. That is due to the desert areas. Supports the environment is supposed to deposit in this type of minerals, potassium and other salt build up areas. Okay, right. And yes, minimal vegetation has also made it easier to extract the important minerals from the desert regions. So most of the time, if there is any thick forest, forest department will not allow to do the mining, because that is not an ethical, and also the second, the environmental policy is that we should not cut the trees. We need to protect the forest. We need to protect the environment. So that's why most of the projects are cancelled. That is due to the forest. So most of the forest in Western Ghats, it's cancelled or maybe minimized, or it may be some are succeeded. That is because of the thick forest. We need the ecosystem. We need the forest. That's how we need to balance the ecosystems and in the natures. Okay, these are the desert benefits, forest benefits, and other things. What would happen if there were no deserts? What will happen? We will adapt ourselves with other nature. That is how the survival of man and plants and animals. There are no deserts for all the lives, maybe plants, maybe animals. So what they will do? They will die, or they will adopt the different environment in order to survive it, right? So most of the people, those who are coming from the villages to the city, how they are changing their life? They are adjust themselves. They will survive it. Okay, those who are getting the job from Bangalore to Delhi, okay, they will go back. They will go there and join the job, and they will adjust the Delhi environment. Either it may be too cold or it may be too hot there. It is there. We need to adjust ourselves. We need to survive it. This is how if there is no desert, yeah, of course we are going to change our living standards, our priorities, our what you call requirement. Everything we are going to change ourselves. This the best example is what we are facing this is a corona. That's the same thing here. We are changing ourselves. We are changing we are adjusting our life with the environment, with the society, with the nature. That is how we are. Okay. This is the all about the ecosystems. Okay, different ecosystems are there. These ecosystems, we need to protect ourselves, forest, ecology, environment, okay? And also this all types of what you call this types of ecosystems, okay? And yeah, this is another one where the environmental pollution is happening there, and how they are happening, how the best way we can, reduce the pollution, whether it may be water pollution or it may be a air pollution or it may be a noise pollution, right? So there are a number of ways to, reduce the environment, the pollution. Okay, the best example, for the mining. Before the mine is like this. It's a lot of, the cutting the trees and everything. After completion of the mines, maybe 20 years or 30 years of mine life, depends on the resources available in the mining areas. So they are going to, reclaim it like a original one. They are going to put the plantation. They are going to make it, that area into the, converting into the what? Tourist place, or it may be a water pond, or it may be a recreation center, or it may be a swimming pool, or it may be water storage areas. There are a number of the there is a place to make the things are better. Okay, so we need a mineral to survive or survive the life. For construction of a building, construction of road, construction of tunnels, railways, dam constructions, and urbanizations, metro constructions. We need a minerals. Without mineral, we cannot survive. We can survive with the expensive one. We need iron ore. We need a copper. We need a limestone. Okay, with the iron ore, we are going to produce the iron ore steels. What we are constructing the buildings with the iron ore, that is coming from the Ballari sector, Goa, in central part of India. Okay, Orissa, Barbil, not in Rajasthan and iron ore, Orissa, and even in Kolkata, and even Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh. There are many places. We have enough resource of iron ore. We need a mineral. And at the same time, we have to mine it. We have to protect the environment for our survival. That's called a sustainable mining development. We have to do that. We have to take care of the environment. That's how the things. And we need the limestone for manufacturing of cement. If no cements, we cannot, construct the buildings. We need the cement. Where it is coming from? It is coming from the earth. So limestone areas. If you take the best example of northern India, northern Karnataka, Gulbarga districts, a lot of very good resources. The world best cement manufacturing, the plants are installed there. ACC, Namco, Madras Cements, or it may be Aditya Birla. Okay, there are different mining, the cement manufacturing units are there. And even if you go to the near Hosturga, there are 5 to 6 companies are there. And after Tumkuru, there is Heidelberg Cement. After Tumkuru, in between Tumkuru and Gubbi, there is a one called Heidelberg Cements. And next to that, there is a Chiknaknalli, that iron ore as well as the limestone mines are going on there. We need the mineral to survive ourselves and to improve the country economic. GDP, what we call it, that supports a lot. Mineral sector, mining and mineral sector supports a lot of contribution is there for GDP. Okay, and also it will. We need the mining activities to survive ourselves, to plan for that. Okay, and yes, we do the mining, we protect the environment, and we will keep the environment in a good way for this generation as well as for the next generation also. Right. This is all about the today's class, and yeah. Next class we'll go with a different topic. Okay, it's a general topic, and also it's a very, very important. We need to understand this is most important. Okay, we need the environment in a good condition, and also we need this ecosystems in a proper way. That okay, right? Let me start with that, and yeah. 11:09. Okay. 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 Aditi? The answer now.
Present, sir.
Right. So before going that, before wind up this program, do you have any questions on this? Do you understand the things, concept, fundamentals of environmental studies? What is the ecosystems? Bharat, Chandana, Danish Kumar,
sir.
Danish Kumar, Gautam Hegde, Hima.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand the concept?
Yes.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
Yeah. Next is Akshay Kumar. Akshay Kumar.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Anand. Anand. Anant Padmanabh.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ashwini.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Srujan.
Yes, sir.
Bharati.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Chandan. Chandan K. Chandana. CV. Okay. Chandrika.
Present, sir.
Okay. What this Dandaram. Gangarama? Huh?
Present.
Sai Kiran. It's Dandaram Sai Kiran, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. Then Danya. Danya. No. Danya is not here. Okay. So next is that Girish. Girish, not there. Hima.
Yes, sir.
Is it right? Hima, your name?
Yes, sir, Hima.
Okay, right. Sagar.
Yes, sir.
Skanda. Skanda. No. Okay. Kanaparthi.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Karunya.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Kuber.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Leah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Manasa.
Yes, sir.
Manasa SH.
Present, sir.
Okay. Manish. Manjunath.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Manoj.
Present, sir.
Okay. Manushri.
Present, sir.
Mohan. Sorry. Mohammed. Mohammed Anas. Okay. Then next is Mohan SR.
Yes,
Right. Namita.
Present, sir.
Okay. Next is this Naurin Khan.
Present, sir.
Okay. Neeraj.
Present, sir.
Niharta. Niharika. Niharika, right now? Niharika Suresh. Okay. That's absent. Okay. Is this Jain?
Present, sir.
Your name is Nishit Jain, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Pooja?
Present, sir.
Prajwal?
Present, sir.
Prithvi?
Present, sir.
Okay. Rakshit? Sorry, Rakshita?
Akshita.
Yeah,
Present, sir.
Rakshita.
Present, sir.
Right. Rakshita came.
Present, sir.
Ramya?
Present, sir.
Rishan Kumar?
Yes, sir.
Rishan or Kishan Kumar?
Rishabh, sir.
Rishan Kumar, right.